And this brings us to number 3, right? And that is the benefit of having a pure, intense desire for better. Always, right? This came up, actually the specific wording of this was my partner's doing, but the concept has been slowly bubbling up over the last few weeks as I think about my relationships and why specifically my friendships. Some of my friendships have failed in the past because of this thing. Or, I mean, there's probably more reasons than just this, but this seems to be a big thing. And why there's often friction between others. And it's just such a prime philosophy that I didn't even realize has always guided my life and always been part of who I am. And so again, a pure, intense desire for better, right? So let's kind of dissect that a little bit as we continue. So a pure, meaning pure of heart, good intentions, in good faith, desire. The want, the need for better. And this is for better things, better habits, better emotional state, better relationships, better understanding, better knowledge, better car, house, financial status, systems, right? Everything can be better. And it is human nature to desire better, but I feel like sometimes, we get shamed into losing that desire. But really, just keeping this at the forefront of your mind, of my mind, always has been this massive propeller towards my goals. It just makes it such a lifelong endeavor, a lifelong thing that always yearning for more, for better, for something more than what I have now. And pure, just pure of heart completely, right? And that just, it takes the focus away from the goals, away from the stuff, right? Because it's not about like, oh, I want to get a Porsche and then I'll be totally cool. No, dude, once I get that Porsche, then I want the next thing. Then I want the next thing, right? Once I learn this topic of information, that is not the end of the road. Then go to the next thing, dig deeper and deeper and deeper, right? Once I learn how to have better relationships, how can I improve them even more, right? So it just creates this infinite loop of continuously improving in every aspect. And applying that to everything just takes the goalpost and moves it all the way out. And chasing that constantly is just massive growth all the time. And relating this to relationships, I noticed that a lot of my friendships, not a lot, I'd say that a select few of relationships that were important to me have failed because there was friction from the fact that I will never say no to the call. I will never ignore the adventure. I will never put aside my desire to get something better than what I have, right? And I think that sometimes that is not the case for others. And in being confronted with that causes issues occasionally. Again, I think that there's, a lot more stuff going on in these relationships in particular, but I think this is a big deal. And this is not a competition thing. This is not better for me. This is not better than everyone. This is just better for me, better in my life. This is a direction for my personal existence and not to be compared with others. Better for me is not always better for someone else. And I think that is where there's this friction in past relationships where, it seems like there had been some sort of comparison and maybe some sort of insecurity and, maybe some sort of jealousy or something, rather than just like, hell yeah, well, let's go do it together. Let's reach infinity together, right? Continuously moving forward. But that's maybe something else. But anyway, this is so key, in my opinion. Just this constantly, I don't want to get there. I want to keep going. And why? Because why the fuck not, dude? Why not? What reason do I have to not pursue the greatest thing that I can pursue, to achieve the greatest thing that I can, to transform myself into the greatest man that I can become? What reason do I have? None. Other than lacking self-belief or insecurity or anger or, whatever, trauma. But none of that shit matters, man. Like, deal with that on the side, sure, it has to be dealt with, but really just, I want to go as far as I can, right? And it's like, what is my goal for this channel? Infinite. I want to grow it as big as possible. What is my goal for my fitness journey, right? I want to get as big as possible. And then I want to get as lean as possible. And then I want to get as healthy as possible and as fit as possible, right? Just to see what it's like, Now, I don't, obviously, specifically in fitness terms, I don't have to stay massive. And I'm talking naturally as well. I am not advocating the use of steroids at all. In fact, I don't believe in the use of steroids unless you're in competition. Obviously, do what you got to do in your own life, but I'm not competing. So there's literally no reason for me to ever take steroids. I just want to see where my body gets naturally. Like, what am I capable of? What kind of juice do I have in the tank, dog? You know what I'm saying? So, quick caveat there, but getting massive, as big as I can, and then, seeing if I like that or if I don't. Does that put strain on my health? Then dialing it back, and then getting super lean and seeing how that is, right? Maybe switching entirely to endurance. Sure, why not? But either way, just whatever I'm doing, going to the max of what is the best. How can I be the freaking best, right? Because why the hell not? What better do I have to do in my life than strive to be the greatest that I can be, right? It makes no logical sense to me why I wouldn't choose to reach my full potential in all aspects. And I feel like the more that I accept that and the more that I push towards that, the more passion that I feel for life in general. And like we've talked about in the past, and even earlier in this video, what else do we want other than to feel good? To look good, feel good, play good, as Galpin says. That's what we want, man. That's what life's all about, brother. Creating experiences, living a great life, having a good time, looking awesome, being awesome. Dude, come on, man. Let's get after it. Let's freaking go, dude. And every single person is capable of doing this, right? This is not like, oh, I just want to do this for my life. Dude, everybody should do this. Everyone should gear themselves towards the highest possible achievement. Because why not? What else you got to do, dog? What else?